morning, everyone. Welcome to MJ Shady Inkers Facebook group. My name is Mary Jo Snyder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am so excited to share some projects with you just using some of the cardstock for the in colors and the inks. I'm still waiting on some products that I have ordered, so I am hoping to get them this week so that I can start sharing more ideas with the fun stuff coming in the new catalog. So I'm just going to jump on my Facebook group real quick so that I can share this video over to my page. I considered starting at my page today, but I'm actually going to go over there today and do another quick little live advertisement for my In Color Club. So I will, sorry, this takes me a minute to pay mind to what I got going on here. I'm going to turn the volume down on here so that I can keep track of comments. So, good morning. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Lori. Thank you, everyone who's joining in. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time this morning with conversation. I mean, I got a few little highlights to go over, just a few announcements, but we're going to get right into crafting. So this morning, sorry for being late, I actually got up a little before 6, made some coffee. I always like to enjoy a cup of coffee, scroll through Facebook, scroll through messages that I might have, and, you know, just catch up on a few things. So I got lost track of time, and then I try not to disturb my husband if he's still sleeping, because my craft room, our bedroom's right outside that door. This is like an extension to our bedroom. So I hi Carolyn, hi Sharon and Judy, and who else is jumping on? Rachel. Thank you so much for stopping in. I totally appreciate you guys every Sunday. So I'm flipping through papers on my desk, so I need to just stop that and pay attention to what I'm saying. But I don't like to disturb him. Hi, Ellen, when he is still resting. So, but he has to get up at a certain time to make sure he stays on schedule with a few things. So, good morning, Barb. Thanks for being here. So, needless to say, I waited until I could get in here this morning to actually make my projects. I had one that was done, but I wanted to make 2 more so that I could have 3 projects to share with you this morning with this beautiful In Color. And you will get a sneak peek of the new hand-penned stamp set and dies. We're not going to share any of the designer series paper yet. It's too soon. I still have classes that I want to announce, like I've been talking about. Good morning, Jane. Hi, Julie. Oh, thank you, Ellen. So, funny story, side note, my daughter picked out this. I know you guys absolutely, well, my daughter tries to pick out most of my makeup. She is an aspiring makeup artist. I just got a message on my phone. I do not have Do Not Disturb on, so I hope that doesn't cause issues. I forgot to do that. So anyway, she is an aspiring makeup artist. She's done makeup for weddings and prom and like all kinds of stuff on the side. So she kind of does freelance for now. So I truly apologize if we get interrupted. I am totally going to just hop back on, so I apologize. Hi, Tammy. So long story short, my daughter picked out some neutrals because I'm kind of a neutral girl. And I watched Rhonda Wade and her daughter-in-law, who sells Mary Kay, do this live presentation with makeup and how you should really, you know, wear your makeup when you're live. So you know, I don't always do my best with that because sometimes it's just like on the fly and I have to just get here, and that's okay. But funny story as I was getting to. So my daughter just picked out these neutral colors and I absolutely love the palette. We're working on the dark circles next. She's got to get me to Ulta to pick out the appropriate product. I think it's also a way for her to get there so she can get additional stuff that she loves. But anyway, she and her dad went shopping one weekend and they found, you know, most of you know that I absolutely love the show Friends. They found lip gloss and it's Monica. So it literally has the Friends mirror from Joey and Chandler's apartment, right? From Rachel and Monica's apartment, the mirror, not the mirror, but the little thing on the door. So it's got that little emblem, but it's Monica, and that is the color of the lip gloss. Believe it or not, I think they found it at Barnes & Noble. I was laughing hysterically when she brought it home, so we both had matching lip gloss. So anyway, back to crafting. Let's get started. I have a few other things to share, which I'll try and do that quickly because I don't want to lose you guys. I want you to be able to see everything I want to share today. Fun stuff, a few techniques. I had a couple oopses when I was doing one of my projects today, so I'm going to hopefully remember that I need to do something specific before cutting the paper. So let's get you pointed down, and thank you again for being here. I totally appreciate all of you every Sunday morning. So I am going to cover the lens. It's kind of a gloomy day outside, so I hope that my lighting is sufficient in my craft room. I need to invest in some desk lighting that is like natural lights, as well as bulbs for my my two lights that are on the ceiling. And I don't know what the deal is lately with this, but it wants to tilt, so I'm sorry if you're gonna get dizzy. I think I just have it positioned the wrong way. I need to adjust the arms of my little, sorry if I'm making you dizzy. I'm gonna zoom in because we're kind of high here. Hopefully it will let me. So we're good there. Little crooked, but we're gonna make do. This is this week's host code. If you purchase between today and Friday, April 30th, $35 or more, you will get the 3 make and takes from today's little online class. So I've also posted this host code up in the descriptions above this video, so you have it handy where you can grab it, copy and paste it into your online order, and that host code is associated with me. You do want to ensure when you are shopping in my online store that you see my name when you're checking out, that you are shopping with me. They've had a few glitches, so just be sure that if your intent is to get these kits, these make and takes, that you use this host code, as well as make sure that you're shopping with me. If you don't use this host code, then I don't know that you wanted these kits from today's make and takes or from today's project. So be sure that you are definitely using that code to get those kits. Okay. Also, Stampin' Up, let me get my little blurb I wanted to just highlight about this. This is Batter Up. You can't really see all the graphics really well because I'm running out of ink on my printer. Printed a lot of stuff to go in with my catalogs that are ready to go. I'm so excited. This is Batter Up, and it's baseball themed, but it is for, it's step up to the plate, take a swing, and knock it out of the park. With the Batter Up Paper Pumpkin Kit, it's your turn to go to bat for all the people who've gone to bat for you, like your dad. It's like very masculine feel of products in your Paper Pumpkin Kit. They're even throwing in a sampler of course, one of the signature snacks, not necessarily a snack, but must-haves at a baseball game, even for the players, and that is the official bubble gum of the Major League Baseball, which is really cool. You can even include that gum in one of your projects to send to someone. So a lot of fun in this kit, and you can honor a lot of men in your life using this kit, and anyone that is an all-star in your life. So be sure, if you are interested in the Batter Up kit, that you subscribe on or before May 10th, and I will share a link with you for that, you know, in order to shop with me and order through me. I have a Paper Pumpkin Club where people get goodies every month from me for additional products and or projects. So you get 2 kits in the mail from me. It's a little happy mail, and and then we do Zoom. We're a little late this month because there was a little thing of late shipping for the Paper Pumpkin kits and billing and stuff like that, but that's okay. We're gonna still get that Zoom in. I just have to find the appropriate time to do that. Usually I like to do that on a Friday night, but yes, that's a perk for my subscribers and my team members. They all get the make and takes, and then we make 2 alternate projects using the elements of the kit as well as the additional products that I share. So last month this month we received the amazing kit for, let me tell you what it's called. So cool. And it's got popsicles and all things summer, watermelon and kiwi, and it's really adorable. So I'll be airing some of that soon too, so you can see all that fun stuff. So, hi Rosalind, thanks for joining. This is my In Color Club. I know we spoke briefly. For In Color Club, you will get every month, May through September. It's a $50 invoice that will be sent to you the 4th of each month, May through September. If you live local, you can do porch pickup. It's $50 every month. for those 5 months. If you live distant and you want to participate, it is $58 so that I can send your stuff priority mail with that $8 additional shipping fee. So in my In Color Club, you will get a pack of the color that, I want to say the color of the month, but each person would get a different color. It's kind of, I divide things out based on how I have to purchase. So you'll get a set of Stampin' Blends, the dark and light, and that is the polished pink. This is the polished pink Stampin' Right marker. You'd get one of those. You would get a complete spool of the beautiful open weave ribbon, very soft, easy to tie bows with. It's gorgeous. You'd get a complete roll of that. You would get, for whatever color you're getting that month, there's a dog hair there, sorry. You would get a complete strip of that color. There's 20 gems, so you would get the, or jewels. You would get that color with your kit. You also would get a complete pack of cardstock, which is 8.5 by 11 in that color. You also will get some other items, a little thank you card or a little card, handmade card from me, 2 free make and takes that will use the products for that color for that month that you're receiving, with additional die cuts. You would have to do stamping, so you could use the stamp set that I use by purchasing that stamp set, or you can use the stamp set of your choice. It's basically just going to be sentiments, and all the other stuff is going to be there for you. I'm not allowed to send stamped images in a kit, so just so you know that. This also includes 8 sheets of the 6x6 In Color Designer Series paper. I do not have that yet. It's supposed to come this week, as well as you will get a free share of a coordinating product. So let me just show you one of those coordinating products so you kind of get a feel of what I'm talking about. These are bags, little gift bags, and they are all the In Colors. So if you say this was the share for the month, you would get the 4 bags for that color. So that would be your share. So depending on what I decide to share for that month, that would be, because there's other things. There's some other coordinating stuff that will work great with the products that I'm featuring in this In Color Club. So these are the colors. We have Fresh Freesia, Polished Pink, Pale Papaya. If I remember all these, I will be so amazed. I'm not even looking at anything to cheat. Soft Succulent, and Evening Evergreen. These are so absolutely beautiful. Aren't they gorgeous? Love these colors. So that is just a little hint of what you will see in those 5 months if you decide to be a part of that In Color Club. So, all right, today we are featuring, like I said, the In Colors, and this is our first card. We're gonna go ahead and make that, and it's a little tricky, so bear with me. We have a piece of thick Whisper White that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. And we have these strips that are a 1/2 inch by 5, right? I believe a 1/2 inch by 5. Yes. So you have one in each of the new In Colors, and we need Versamark for this. We're going to do a little technique, and I need my silicone mat. I'm not sure why. Oh yes, for stamping. And I'm pulling in, because I didn't want to show too many of the new products that I have on hand, the Lovely You, which is a carryover stamp set that will be in the new catalog, as well as the dies from the shark dies. So I'm going to use that one that looks like a wave. So that is what I'm using for this project here. And then we will get into, let me announce who won Prize Patrol, because I think you're here. Hi Marva. Hi Judy. Carolyn, I apologize. I am not sure how to pronounce your last name. So I'm Denstent. Hopefully that's correct. But you are the winner of those stencils and the sponge And I'm going to throw in a handmade card from this paper pumpkin kit and get that to you. But I do not have your information to send this to you. So please send me a private message through Messenger, and I will get this to you in the mail so that you can get your prize patrol. The next week's prize patrol, so be sure you're sharing this video and commenting so that you can be put into the drawing, is a pack of mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I had a leftover pack of the 6x6 Celebration Designer Series paper Oso Ombre. So you'd get a full pack of those mini dimensionals and this paper. So that is next week prize patrol. So be sure you are commenting and sharing. I love that you share because it helps me get my creativity to reach more people. So hopefully people are getting notifications. I know that there's some people that I have not seen in a while jump on and comment because they're not getting notifications, and I'm not sure what the deal is. I may have to reach out to Facebook, and I know if you select all posts to get notifications for all posts, that you should be alerted when I go live. You may not want to get all the information that I'm putting out there, but it might be worth just doing that so that you are not left behind when it comes to being a part of my lives. It's very discouraging when I don't get to see some familiar faces. And of course, people are busy, so that may be why. And it's Sunday morning and all that good stuff. So, but I don't want people to miss if they wanted to watch. So, okay, so I have these 5 colors that I want to line up. And you can see on my original that I actually have, and they need to be like perfectly lined up, not crooked, any of that. We will have to do some trimming at some point, but you can see that I've done some stamping. I used a Versamark because it was easier for me, but the first thing we have to do is make sure those are flush together. Come in with our, I know I have it out because I set it aside. Oh, just put my hand right on it. You want to get your tear and tape. And I honestly want to hold those tightly, make sure, see, just like that happened. That's why it's so important to keep those lined up and to be gentle when you're putting this on. It's really, really difficult. You may even want to add a little adhesive to your silicone mat to keep them in place, but we'll get this. And it's really not that complicated once you get this put together and adhered, so that you're, it's probably better to just cut a piece of this off so you're not messing yourself up. Don't be intimidated. It really is an awesome technique. All right, so I have that. Tear that piece off. Doesn't matter that I just ripped that. I'm just gonna get rid of that piece right now because it's got cardstock on it. And I think I'll just come in and, I want to make sure that these seams are covered for the most part, because I had an oops when I was cutting my sections here where one completely fell apart because it wasn't adhered together. So, and you can go any which way so that you have kind of a coverage. You're not peeling off the backing. You literally are just doing this so it stays together for when you're cutting. Cut that piece off. Otherwise, you're going to have to put a puzzle together like I did when I was doing my sample. And hopefully, I know it looks like a lot, but you want to have some full coverage there just so it doesn't fall apart. There may be some gaps. You can push those gaps together. It's no big deal. Okay. So we have that. Now that we're using Versamark and the floral stamp, we're using this flower and that leaf, set of leaves. So I'm going to reach over here, sorry for the reach, and Versamark makes it look like you are stamping in that color. So we're just going to add some random flowers. Sometimes it's hard to see. I actually think I need to put some re-inker in my Versamark. Some refill, I guess is what you want to call it. And you can stamp off, put it on your silicone mat because that will wash off easily. Plus you don't want to stick something on your grid paper when you're putting your card together. I need to get some right here in the center. I noticed that it's not showing up really good on the Pale Papaya. And then come in with some leaves. And it doesn't matter if they overlap, the stems and the leaves. You're just trying to give it a little bit of, like you stamped, like making designer series paper. And I'll give you a close-up of this to what it looks like when it's all done. And I want to put one more flower right here. And hopefully that looks good. So you have that right there. You see it's got all those little, looks like you stamped in the inks itself. That's one awesome technique with Versamark. So let me set that aside for now. I'll have to clean those in a minute. Now I want to bring in my stamp cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to bring in the big one because that's the one I still have a magnetic platform for, even though Stampin' Up! Has not done the reconfiguring of the new mat or the new magnetic platform that they have for this machine. So no worries there. We are going to grab, so these are the shark dies, and I'm using this one here that looks like a wave. It's kind of a scallop. And I want to do them in different angles. So you just kind of angle it there and get your top plate and lay that on there. So underneath, all that tear and tape is holding these pieces together so they're not falling apart. So you don't have to put them back together in a sense. So hopefully you can see what I got going on. I'm going to angle this differently. Actually, no, I think I'm going to try and do the same angle, just a little smaller. And you'll need 4 pieces. Kind of keep them in the sequence that you're pulling them off. Hi, Jane. Oh, you're welcome, Carolyn. I'm just looking at comments real quick. We'll catch the replay. Off to work I go. All right, Lori, we'll see you at class later, too. All right, have a good day. Enjoy your day. All right, so we will cut another one. Oh, I didn't put enough on that one, so we will have to piece that one together. But that's not as bad as all the pieces falling apart. And I think I will come down a little lower and angle that, maybe. Oh, I'm getting messages. I'm so sorry. Hopefully we don't lose connection. And I just said to myself before I got off, I'm going to do this one straight. Before I set up, make sure that I had everything where I needed it, and then I put on my do not disturb, and I completely forgot. So, all right, and that one fell apart as well, so bummer. That's okay, we'll get her. So we actually have 2 that we need to put together, and this leftover piece might need it, might not. All right, so we're gonna set this aside. I'm gonna grab my chair, take another sip of my breakfast shake, and see what we got going on here. I dropped the top, that's okay. All right, so those go there. So they're all in a sequence, and we'll get these back together the way they need to be. So let's make sure the colors are in the right spot. And I'm just going to add a piece of tear and tape to that to save myself some grief. Make sure it's lined up. got that there. Flip these other two pieces. All right, now we're good. They're all put back together. Simple enough, and they're all in sequence here, okay? We will end up having to trim this bottom one, but let's grab our card base. That's what we need next. This is what we're making. And before I start adhering these, I want to be sure, so we're gonna set this about 1/8 of an inch down from that end. And I'm just doing this spacing so I know where to stamp. And then we have that. I'm gonna grab my stamp, which is already on a block, which I am amazed at. And I want to, I'm gonna stick with the same color I stamped the original in Polished Pink. It's a very bright pink, but it's very pretty. And I want to stamp this in the center of where I'm going to be placing my paper. So that really is the only reason I just did that. Now, let's clean off these stamps with the Versamark. You can, if you have Versamark on your stamp, it's okay to put it in your ink pad. It just helps the ink stick better, but I'm going to clean them just because it's my preference. So I want that flower again because that is part of the card itself. And I am going to stamp that in Fresh Freesia. Another purple. Love it. And here we go. Just dab some of that in there, and I'm going to put that flower right on the side, right there. I actually could do another one over here, but we'll leave it as is, as I did the original. Okay. Now we can go ahead and build this. Now we want to put dimensionals on these, and I had to grab some new packs of dimensionals, which are right here. They come in a pack of 3. If those of you aren't familiar, you get 3 packs, so there's 300 dimensionals in a pack. And I don't know where my garbage is. There it is. All right, so I will just start placing some dimensionals on here. You're not going to pull that backing off of the tear and tape. You're just going to leave it right there. So just add some dimensionals. You want to make sure you have good coverage. Even reinforce those seams of those different colors by adding dimensionals where those seams are, where the paper comes together. You may find that because of the backing on the tear and tape that these may pull up from it. Just be careful where you're, and I want to make sure this is centered and down 1/8 of an inch from the top. Okay, now this one goes with this, and I am going to put dimensionals on that piece. Really is a super easy technique once you get the hang of keeping your paper together. I'll put one more, and I know, crazy me and my dimensionals. I'm surprised I'm even giving away a pack in Prize Patrol next week. But this will help you be able to make projects like this if you have the dimensionals. Now you're just going to come down maybe about, stuck that down. Now, if you don't place this in the right spot, be careful because it will fall apart, the whole thing. So that's just a little ways down, like maybe 1/8 of an inch. You have this one, which technically would have fit together with that. And you are going to do the same, add some dimensionals. And put one more right there. So how's everyone doing this weekend? You guys having a good weekend? Are you using note card base? Nope, this base is 11 and 4 1/4 by 11. So it's the top fold card, and it's scored at 5.5. And then the paper, each of the strips of paper are 1/2 inch by 5. So there's that one. And this one you're gonna have to trim. Now, if you were lucky and this fit together, then you could use that piece. But this will have to be trimmed because I only want like 1/8 of an inch showing down here. You have to really be conscious of how you're trimming this. So I'm gonna come in and only do a little bit and see where I'm at, because I don't want to cut too much off. It looks like I can come, and I know not everybody has this guillotine. You can use your paper trimmer. This was just handy, and I may have cut too much off, but let's see. You kind of want that straight edge right there, and actually it looks perfect. So you might have to measure and all that good stuff, but you just want to make sure that you have 1/8 of an inch like you do at the top of the card, so it looks symmetrical. So I gotta tell you, last night or yesterday, there's something about chicken barbecue from local fire departments, and our fire department did a chicken barbecue drive-through yesterday. I have a dimensional showing, so I have to fix that. And I can't tell you, because last year with COVID, they did not do any of their summer fundraisers, which really stunk. Usually they have a gun raffle and they have all these raffles to give away money and guns and stuff like that. And then they include a chicken barbecue, and it's like the best chicken ever. Well, I can't even tell you, not having that chicken last year and having it this year, oh, it was so yummy. It was just delicious. I can't even tell you. It was so yummy. All right, I've already dug into some of these, so I'm gonna pick some colors. I definitely want the fresh freesia for the center of my flower. And we'll use the pale papaya over here, and I'll grab one of the evening evergreen and bring it down over here. So we have 3 gems, and that is card number 1. Isn't that cool? Just so simple once you get the hang of how to place that paper on there and keep it all together when you're cutting those strips. I missed the beginning, but we'll be watching the replay. Love this card. Oh, thank you. And Ellen, you can do this with either fold you like. I mean, it'll work either way. You're not doing anything to the inside to make it any different. For whatever reason, I'm obsessed with this top fold lately. I think it's just a phase. It'll pass. So there is the first card for today. Let's grab our second card. And this is still paper piecing in a sense. And I was just dropped it all on the floor. Bear with me. Oh, okay. So we can include some more dog hair. Okay, so we have these strips in every color. Let me get all the pieces out, and then I'll show you the card. All right. So this needs same kind of card base, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. So same concept. Each of these strips of cardstock in the new in colors measures 1 inch by 3. You have a piece of vellum that we're actually going to stamp on with StazOn. If you use StazOn and let it dry, it will not smear, whereas other inks, water-based inks, will smear. You have to heat set them with your heat tool. So I chose to use StazOn, and this is 4 inches by 1 inch. So you need a piece of vellum, and then your white piece is 5 by 3 and 3/4. And I may need to do a little trick with this, but we're still using this stamp set, and I've chosen Miles Apart but Still in My Heart for the sentiment. And this is what the card looks like, but we are actually going to stamp these images in the ink colors, not using Versamark this time. So I'm going to put this die aside so I do not lose it, because I'm all done with the shark dies. And you can use any scalloped die that you might own. It doesn't have to be from that. Any border die will do great with the technique we just did, as well as this technique that I'm going to show you. This die here is a stitch die that is in the hand penned bundle. It's the penned flower dies. So we are using, and these are gorgeous, we're using this long die because it's longer than the piece of paper I need to cut, so that works out perfect. So there's the rest of the dies. I'm going to show you all these amazing things at our catalog premiere on how all those work, and unboxing and all that good stuff. And this is the hand penned petals stamp set. Love it. We will use it in our next project. So I'm giving you sneak peeks, but you guys can't order them until May 4th. So all right, so this is our, and it's pretty simple again, but we're going to do some paper piecing and stamping. But the first thing I want to do is stamp on all of these pieces here, but I want to come in with my StazOn, and yes, hi Lisa. Oh, Lisa, be sure that you check out the beginning. I don't know if you saw the card, but this was the card we just featured. I just did this design. Thanks, Melissa. So we are going to, and yes, Lisa, I'm going to smell this. StazOn. Smells like almond extract. I recommend don't just sit there and sniff it continuously. So StazOn again has a special cleaner, and I'm going to show you that. I don't know, obviously I think we still sell it. It StazOn cleaner. You literally rub it on here, and I'll show you how to do that when we're done with the stamping. At the end, I'll share that with you. So StazOn is alcohol based, and it just needs time to set in to the paper you're using. Hopefully I stamped that straight. I'm going to set this aside because I do not want that to get messed up while I'm doing other stamping. We will set that aside, and I'll show you how to clean that after. And try not to sniff that anymore. And now I am going to stamp the images that I need. I got to clean these off. So we will grab our Stamp and Scrub. I've already used spray, so this is the spray. It's Stamp and Mist Stamp Cleaner. You spray it on the section. I don't know if you can see. Down here there are raindrops. On the other side there is a sunshine. The raindrops is the wet side. The sun is the place where you dry your stamps. So I've already added cleaner because it does get dried out if you're not stamping day after day after day. So you just need to keep adding cleaner. And the insides of these, as you can see, I probably need to I need to actually pull these inserts out, and I rinse them with warm water, and I let them dry for 24 hours. So last week, so I can help you understand, when my Stamp and Scrub gets dirty and there's still ink residue, like let me show you. There's still ink residue on there, okay? If my thing is dirty and I know I'm going to be using several inks, I start with the lighter ink and then go to the darker ink, because if there's residue left on here from any part of my cleaner, it's not going to ruin, I'm not cross-contaminating, I guess, from dark to light. That's why I go from light to dark. Some people do it differently, but that's my logic in how I handle that. And it definitely is time for me to clean my Stamp and Scrub. Just warm water. I actually need to have more than one around, but I haven't invested in a second one. They do get worn. You may need to replace it. It's no big deal. So, all right, we need all these colors. Get that out of the way. I'm going to start with the ones that are going to get the floral images. So we are going to start, like I said, my logic, light to dark. I'm going to use my Pale Papaya on Pale Papaya. And I'm going to add 4 flowers. like so. Okay, and you won't see that entire thing obviously on this card. Now clean your stamp. And since I know there's residue on there, I'm going to also stamp it on my grid paper to make sure there's no ink left on there. Next we'll do Fresh Freesia. I'm gonna like have a total tongue twister moment with that. And oh, it's just so beautiful. I just absolutely love this color. So with the colors I'm sharing with you, and I'm not sure if you remember all the colors, let me know what your favorite is. You can say the orange tone, the pink tone, whatever. But we have Fresh Freesia, we have Polished Pink, Pale Papaya, Soft Succulent, and Evening Evergreen. Let me know what your favorite color is out of these. All right, let's clean this again. Oh my, I just realized I am watching in my new craft room. Oh, yay! Oh, Facebook is so weird because it continuously tells me Jane is watching, Jane is watching, Jane is watching, Jane is watching. I don't know what the deal is with these glitches with Facebook lately. But I love you, Facebook, because I don't want you to hear my negativity, which could be construed as negativity, in my video, because I don't want you to delete my video. So you're awesome, Facebook, for letting us do what we do. I just struggle sometimes with the changes because sometimes it's hard to keep up with them, and they may have, you know, it's probably announced somewhere that things change. So there's that. So we did that in Polished Pink. And now I'll take the lighter of the green colors. I was actually kind of intrigued that they put two different greens in the in colors. It was kind of cool, but I can totally see Christmas with the the Evening Evergreen. I'm so excited about that. All right, so Soft Succulent, and we're going to use the leaves this time. See, we're sticking to the same two stamps. And I want to curve this way. I'm going to turn and do it again that way. So they're kind of in opposite directions, sort of. Okay, so there's that one. And now we can use the Evening Evergreen. Yeah, I also, the colors are great together. They're so beautiful. I agree with you, Melissa. They're all very pretty, but I'm a purple fan, so that's definitely kind of won my heart at the moment. There's a speck of paper on my ink pad, so I'm going to avoid getting that on here. So I'm going to do this the same way. Hopefully I'm not working off screen. Sorry if I am. Scooch up a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So there are all the colors. We've got all of that done. We can set these aside. Oh, did I also mention you get an ink refill and the ink pad in the In Color Club? It's kind of essential. You might need that. All right, let's clean this stamp off. And we are done with those. And now we can assemble this amazing card. So the first thing you want to do on your card base, you know, and I'm going to have to use grid paper, so we're going to come up where you guys can see. I know that my piece of paper here is 5 by 3 1/4. So I don't want these pieces to extend 5 inches. They're not going to extend 4 1/4 or 3 3/4. Did I say 5 by 3 3/4? Yes. Because it's only 3 inches, but I do want to make sure that I have this up by my grid paper and that I am positioning it 1/4 of an inch down and 1/4 of an inch over. So the best glue to use for this process is your Tombow in case you need to reposition. Remember, there is a little bit of window of repositioning when you use Tombow, but I do know that it dries quick. So again, get it to that top line and come over a quarter and down a quarter. Now, that's the color I'm starting out with. I know that I also am going to start out with, let's push this up so you can see where I'm at. It's best to put the first one on and get that lined up, and then put the last one on, and then the next three you don't even have to worry about eyeballing with your grid paper, because you already have the first two, the first and the last one on, so you can pretty much space them in between. So again, you're up a quarter and over a quarter. Looks like I'm a little above a quarter. Pull that off. Let's get lined back up here. And a quarter. You really got to be certain that you're lined up on your grid. And I don't know where my glue eraser is at the moment, but we'll get that off later. All right, so now I've got those two colors. I want to come in with the darker of the greens, the Evening Evergreen. And again, put some Tombow on there. And that is just gonna follow suit all the way up to the next colors. Okay. Then I kind of place the greens, as you can see, in between the other colors, so it kind of offset the greens. Then you're gonna build that, and then you should have sufficient room, hopefully, if I measured right, to fit that in there. I might have to tuck it under a little. Looks like I'm a little off, so hopefully that's not gonna mess me up. Sometimes it's hard to cut a perfect size, but I can still tuck that in and it's not going to take away from what I'm doing. I'm just like maybe a 1/16 of an inch off there on one of those, so that's okay though. We'll still be able to do what we're doing. Okay, so now that we have that all set, we got it on our card base, we're going to come in with, again, our die cutting machine. And because I need a magnet to place this, I'm going to again use my magnetic platform from the old one that we used to have. And this plate is chewing up my paper. I gotta order more plates again. All right, so the die I need is right here. And I want about 1 inch on this side. It's only going to cut where the scallop edge is, and then it's going to stitch on the other side. So if you need to reinforce that with a Post-it, I recommend you do so that doesn't slide on you. Pale Papaya and Soft Succulent, those are two great colors and even great together. I think they would look great together. So you have your first piece. Hopefully that's symmetrical. Now, I don't want that edge. So I want to come in and do the same, but I want this side a little bit bigger. And if, again, my magnetic platform is going to give me a fit. So I'm going to grab a couple Post-it notes as soon as I can find them here. I think they're in my little bin up here. These are ones I cut. And hopefully I have it right where I need it. Place that on top and see how we do. There is a trick if I did this crooked, because it has been known to happen. All right, so we're all set with this. I'm just going to set that aside for now, and hopefully I'm straight. Get rid of this. We're all done die cutting. Okay, so now we can finish this card. Now, I still want to make sure, like, of course, you know this is the same. That's 5 inches here because you cut these each in 1 inch. And this is, I think I want more of a peekaboo, so I'm going to trim some of this one, I think, or this one. I think I'm going to trim more off of this side. So let's maybe cut, I don't know, 1/4 inch off. And like I said, you know, you may find that that's how you want it, and that's okay. I just want to be able to show more of that cardstock underneath. So now we should be okay. and you're going to come about a 1/4 inch from that side. And my base is not working for me, so let me just come in here and crease that. All right, so both of these get dimensionals, and I am going to use the borders of my mini dimensionals once I find my adhesive scissors. I'm just going to use all these bits and pieces because that's what they're there for. You always want to use your leftovers around the sides. Okay, so maybe one more piece to go right here. We might as well just do this one. We got a little dimensional right there that's left, so let's put that. Okay, or not. It's still got paper on the back side of it. So let's go ahead and just add some strips, minus the dog hair. Seriously. Do y'all have that issue? Do y'all have pets? Dogs, cats? I know some of you have dogs. Some of you might have cats. I'm definitely a dog person. All right, so that sheet of dimensionals is all gone, and that's okay because that's all we need. Peel the backings off of those. Again, if you're doing stuff like this and you have those solid dimensional sheets, those foam adhesives, you can cut those apart as well. All right, let's put our first one on. You want to put it flush because you've already measured this 1/4 over. So you want to put that flush to the card stock underneath, like the edges. So that fits perfectly, right? And then this one you have to space so that it's the same width away from there. Val, you have a cat. If we don't have dog hair, can we substitute cat hair? Absolutely. That's funny. It's definitely not a required embellishment, just so you know. All right, I'm going to try and space this. So I've got this a 1/4 inch away from the edge of that piece. So that's how that goes so far. Pretty basic. You could even emboss those if you wanted to. And now we're going to come in, and this should be completely dry. Stays on, will not smear on your vellum. And I need glue dots strategically. Let's bring in the finished card so you guys see what I'm doing. And we have, I'm going to put one on each corner. And yes, glue dots will show through when I'm adhering them to the card front. So that's the tricky thing with vellum. If you don't have anything laying on top of the vellum to disguise it, there's always tricks. And I want to kind of place that in the center of the Evening Evergreen and the fresh Freesia, so I don't take away from one color versus another. And because this is 4 inches, it should be perfectly symmetrical with that width, okay? So you have that. Now come in with those beautiful, I have got to get more of these. It's such a bonus. It's such a, cat hairs all over the house. How funny. Yeah, it's crazy. Good morning from vacation in North Carolina. Ooh, Terry. I hope you bring some sun. I'm not sure where you live, but I hope you bring sunshine back to where you are heading back to when you go home. We have family in North Carolina. My our granddaughter lives there, and yes, I'm way too young to have a grandchild, I know. But she is my stepson's daughter, and she is going to be, I believe, 8, 9? I've already lost track. We haven't seen her because of COVID in forever, and it's like very frustrating. It's definitely going to be one of our first trips will be to go to Jacksonville to see her, Jacksonville, North Carolina. I am just grabbing some of the largest of these gems, and I want one in every color. So I am just placing them where those glue dots are, so you can't even see the glue dot. And I've also placed one, my favorite one, at the end of the word heart, at the end of that T, just to kind of give it added bling, and we need one of these. So these gems come in. Of course, you got to make sure if you're putting your dots, your glue dots on, that they're lined up too. 2 different sizes. So they're just so, can you really get the gist of how they're like almost iridescent? Or is that what I'm looking for? The word that I'm looking for? Pearlized. They're so beautiful. I'm going to get my hands on a whole bunch of those. So when you guys are able to order, you better make sure you get them so they don't go on back order, because they're gorgeous. One of my favorite products to get in the beginning of a new catalog is the In Color products. Okay, so there is card number 2. And now we're going to make a special project using the new hand-penned Petals bundle. Just get a few things out of the way. I won't need those stamps. Let me show you how to clean this real quick with this Stays On cleaner. It looks disgusting. You just rub that on there. And I grab a paper towel first because I don't want to get all that mess on my cleaner. It's like an oily based cleaner. So that's how awesome it is. And then you grab your other cleaner, and I'll just wipe that. And voila, no stains. This stuff is awesome. So if you have Stays On and you need the Stays On cleaner, be sure to find that in the annual catalog, the current annual catalog. I'm sure it's going to be in the next one too. I haven't really looked at all that stuff, but I believe Stays On is still in that catalog. So, and then you just toss your paper towel away and you're good to go. So let's bring in this awesome hand-penned Petals and pen. We're not going to do any die cutting, but I'm going to put that die away before I lose it. And we're just going to use the stamps, and we're going to use Memento black ink. And I'm going to do the the polished pink. Someone said this looked like Barbie pink. I think it was Erica Serwin. And we are going to make an adorable bookmark. And I will show you all the ones that are hidden in this little bag in a few minutes so that you can see what they look like. Okay? Because I made a variety of them. And I'll tell the secret. Anyone who is getting a catalog from me, a new catalog, so if you're not on my catalog mailing list, you don't have a demonstrator, please be sure to reach out to me in private message, email me, whatever, and let me know you want a catalog. Every one of my catalogs went out with some fun stuff, including one of these bookmarks. So, and an invite to a catalog premiere event. So that's so awesome. So we are going to make the bookmark that I included in those catalogs using this amazing new stamp set. So the first thing I want to do, drink some more of my breakfast. Sorry about that. I am pulling in the delightful Tag Topper Punch, which is also a carryover item. I have the thick basic white cardstock that is measured at 5.5 by 2, and if you use an entire piece of cardstock, you can get, I believe, 10 pieces. Yes, 10 pieces. So you can make 10 bookmarks from one piece of thick Whisper White cardstock. These strips are cut, again, I'm obsessed with the whole 1/2 inch thing, so they're a 1/2 inch by 3, and we're going to do some trimming to those, so no worries. But I'm going to feed this in because you can do this 1 inch, 1 1/2, or 2 inches. There's 3 different sizes of this tag. And you just pop it in, cut the paper down to the size you want, pop that in, and punch out the top portion. Really super simple. Okay, so we have that. I need 3 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this now. I want, so 3.5 inches, because I actually measured out 7 inches and then cut those in half. So it's 3.5 inches of ribbon is what I'm going to need. And I think I will also need this color and that color. So we're using Soft Succulent and Polished pink. And Jane, I need to mention to you that since you already have, oh, Jane loves her dog, and he doesn't shed. He must be like a poodle mixture or something like that. Yes, left snow in Colorado to sunshine and so much green. Oh, Terry, I hope you enjoy your stay in North Carolina. I love visiting North Carolina. I'm not sure where you are, but have you ever heard of Mike's Farm? Mike's Farm is the absolute best place to take your family to go and eat. I'm not sure where you are in North Carolina. Find Mike's Farm. Oh my gosh. Anyway, all right, back to stamping. Memento ink, and I want this stamp. As you can see, my stamps have already gotten a lot of love. I actually am completely in love with this stamp set, just so y'all know. This doesn't quite fit on a D block. You actually would need to up your block to a size E. I also need the little filler stamps. And so I need both leaves, both flowers, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing when we get to that point, okay? So I'm using this, and this, and this, and anything is possible. So I gotta grab the sentiment as well, okay? So now that we have that all set, grab some blocks, get all my stuff set up here. Usually I have these all done in advance, but I didn't want to give away secrets having some stamps all in view. Didn't want to give a sneak peek before I was ready to give a sneak peek. And then we'll take this off and use this for the other leaf. All right, so this actually is a quick process, just so you know. We're gonna ink this up. Big lined images, I like to ink up in my view. These are photopolymer stamps. Mine are already seasoned. I don't need to worry because I made 30 of these tags yesterday, or bookmarks. But I recommend using your foam mat, your foam piercing mat, or the foam mat from the Stamparatus underneath to make sure you get that added cushion, okay? Now, we want to come in and we're going to color these just by stamping. You can color with blends, you can color with your Stampin' Write markers. It's really up to you, but you have these two-step stamps that work perfectly, and it's supposed to not completely fill, okay? Because it's going to give you that kind of artistic watercolor, in a sense, effect, okay? So it's not a complete stamp line to line. Now this one, I'm going to stamp off first, and then I'm going to find where it goes. I think it goes this way. And just fill the inside of my flower. So you see there's still some white outline. It's supposed to do that, so don't think you have defective stamps if you get this set. And I can't even tell you how absolutely gorgeous the dies are in the set, as well as the designer series paper. Yummy. And there's some gems, which I should pull because I'll show you that. No, okay. Maybe I'll show you those. All right, we're gonna stamp the, how did I stamp these? Where's my, I actually need the darker of the green colors. So that is Evening Evergreen. And that is gonna get stamped in the center of, so anything is possible. Such a positive, inspiring message, because it's so true. That's getting stamped in the lightest color, so on the pale papaya. So we're all done stamping. Nope, I need these. We got to fill in the green. Stamping that. We're going to fill in the leaves. So I'm using Soft Succulent. We're going to do a lot of stamping off because I want to use second generation. And again, they don't perfectly fit in these images. No sweat, right? Just add some ink, make it look artistic. Flip this one around. I think it goes this way. Just add some color, come in with the smaller leaf and do that one. And even the smaller leaf will do this section. Just color it. It's no big deal, okay? But there's nothing for the stem. So with that, that's when you come in with either your blends or those awesome Stampin' Write markers. Now be careful. Actually, I'm going to grab my blends because when you are using Stampin' Write markers with your water-based ink, so Memento is water-based. Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based. They're perfect to work together. If I use my Stampin' Write markers with water-based ink, it may smear that black outline. You may have a little residue come through because with blends, the blends will leak through because I just want to gently come in and just add the light color, so it's the light soft succulent, to the stem portion, okay? It shows through a little bit, no big deal, no one cares. It's not a huge ordeal that happens. All right, so I'm gonna start at the base with the first color I wanted here, and I'm actually gonna come in with my, where is it? Stampin' Seal, okay? I am only going to put Stampin' Seal on a portion of that, and it lines right to the bottom. They overhang, we're gonna trim them. Then the next color is Evening Evergreen. This is helping me remember colors. The next one is Soft Succulent. And that you just keep layering. Then you want your sentiment piece. And then the next one, even though it's going to cover up part of your stamped image, it's no big deal. Jane, as I was going to say, and then I was reading comments, you did not get this with your catalog because I saw you the other day. I will be sending you a separate envelope full of details and your bookmark for the online event. So I just knew I was going to see you, so I tossed in your catalog into your other stuff. So I didn't have all that other stuff printed at that time, so I will be sure to get your goodies to you. All right, so we are trimming off the excess. You can use your scissors, you can use your paper cutter. You just don't want to cut the tag itself. So it may be best actually to use your paper snips. But there is your bookmark. And now we're going to take that ribbon. We're going to fold the tip in half so you can feed it through. And I know it seems like a small piece of ribbon, but I had to make several bookmarks and had to find a way to just give it an accent of coordinating ribbon so that people could see the product when they get it. It's better to see product in hand. That's always been my opinion. And then snip the ends at an angle. And without cutting your finger. Do you remember that episode of my live where I dropped the scissors on my foot, but I kept going? Yeah. I dropped my scissors twice yesterday and literally had to jump in the air to make sure that I did not stab my foot. So there is the bookmark. Totally cool. And I have them in not every color because I didn't want to color the flowers in the green colors. I left the greens for the stamping, the sentiment, and for doing the leaves and the stems. So in my catalogs, each person that receives a catalog from me will get one of these bookmarks for their catalog. So these are the projects that we created today. I'm so excited. I hope you enjoyed it. It gives you a little, look how much you can do with just having white thick, basic white thick, basic white regular cardstock, as well as just a few stamp sets, a few inks, and the in color coordinating cardstock. Even if you only have Versamark and you don't have the ink colors yet, you can, because you have to do things slowly on a budget, which is why my In Color Club is so perfect. If you're on a budget, it's $50 a month for those 5 months, so keep that in mind. You can create so many awesome things just by using cardstock because you can create your own designer series paper. So I am going to cover the lens, flip the camera so I can say goodbye to all you guys. Let's get myself in check here. I'll let you see outside. It's such a gloomy, gloomy day. So thank you. I think my Monica lip gloss wore off with all my talking. So, but anyway, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for loving my creativity as much as I love sharing it with you. I loved making these projects, even though I was sweating bullets trying to get them done this morning. So, although this was the one that I did have done because I made them all yesterday. So, bright, beautiful colors. Consider my In Color Club. I think it's going to be a great deal for a lot of you, even demonstrators. I mean, you get so much for the value and you can save money. I know that demonstrators get a discount, but maybe it's not feasible to buy all that stuff all at once. So anyway, be a part of my club. We'll have a lot of fun with the make and takes, because there'll also be a snippet video that I will share exclusively for club members. And I am spinning my wheels to start my Stamp and Scrap Club again. I know I announced that not too long ago. Have a good week, Melissa. Thanks for being here. I am going to be announcing Stamp and Scrap Club again very soon. And that there's a lot of details I have to work out with that. So that's why there's been a little bit of a delay. And I also... we'll be announcing my BOGO is almost ready to go. So we'll have a BOGO sale where you will pick out retired product, and then you'll have to place an order in my online store directly with me for the equal value of the, thanks Jane, of the products you pick out in my BOGO sale of new product. So you literally will pay for the new product and get the retired product for free that you picked out. But it's a lengthy details. I have them all typed up. I have to finish pricing, which I'm almost done. Lots of stuff in the sale, at least for 2 or 3 years past, of stuff that I haven't gotten rid of. So look for that. That's supposed to start on May 4th. So be sure that you are keeping an eye out for that announcement. So, okay, everyone, have a blessed Sunday, the rest of your day, an amazing week, and know that I cherish each and every one of you. Thanks for being a part of my Sunday. Blessings to you all. I'll see you soon. Bye.